How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Now today is quite a special video because one, it's the 100th video on the channel, so thank you guys for all the support that you've given the channel. And obviously behind me we've got a Porsche. It's a Porsche 981 Cayman. Now that one, obviously the first Porsche on the channel to mark the 100th video, and it's also the first mid-engine rear wheel drive car that we've got. So what we're going to do in this video, the usual, walk around, take it for a drive, come back either here or out on those country lanes to obviously, wrap up. Let's go and do that right now. So here we go, the Cayman, finished off in the God's Red. This one belongs to a friend of mine, Asif. Obviously you can see his number plate. Do go and check out his Instagram, which I'll drop down here as well. This one is the 2.7 Cayman with 275 horsepower. We'll talk about the power when we're obviously doing like the kind of video. But key features on this car comes with obviously the God's Red paintwork, 20-inch alloy wheels. He's had the brake calipers painted in Porsche yellow, which look absolutely amazing. Really set off, like say, the color combination of the exterior and obviously the kind of calipers. And obviously we've got the same on the back here. Moving around the rear of the car, here you normally have, like say, the Cayman, but he's had like the Porsche badging put on, obviously his number plate, and we've got a straight pipe, twin exhaust straight pipe right from the catback. Now obviously this car is a mid-engine car. I would normally go and obviously open up, like say, the engine cover, but the engine's in there anyway. Right, you got to take my word for it, the engine's in there. There's no way I can actually open this up because access to the engine is from underneath the car, which obviously I'm not gonna get to. So here, this looks like a strut brace, but that there is the oil kind of cap, so that's where you'd fill the oil from. And on this side here, I'm not going to undo that because that's the cooler anyway, so it might just come splashing out, so let's just leave that as it is. But yeah, it's got a decent sized boot here, and obviously you've got a frunk on the front as well. So guys, definitely check out Instagram, Asif MA Design. He's done a lot of, like say, unique stuff to cars, especially on his own Porsche as well. So on the inside here, for instance, you've got yellow seat belts. Again, a real nice kind of feature. I literally set off again the exterior and the interior. It's got obviously the black interior. Let's just sit inside. So the steering wheel, Asif's had this re-wrapped in Napa leather with a yellow 12 o'clock marker. He's got the red stitching around the sides as well, all the way through, just to match the exterior sort of paintwork. And then down here he's had these Porsche Cayman GTS floor mats put in. These are genuine. The rest of the interior, guys, this is pretty much business as usual for a Porsche Cayman. Obviously again, MA Design featured all around the car. This one has got the PTK gearbox. I have driven some PTK gearboxes in Porsches. It's an amazing gearbox. If you are going to get a Porsche, make sure you go for the PTK. So another feature that Asif's had put on is the Porsche lettering in the center console here. You don't normally get that, but these are the small sort of touches that Asif's put on along with his MA designs. That Porsche lettering feels really nice. It's kind of 3D kind of gel, and it kind of matches the floor mats, so it's got a real nice feeling. It just makes the car a little bit more kind of unique to Asif's liking. we go then, guys. I'm in a Porsche, the first Porsche on the channel and the first mid-engined rear-wheel drive sports car on the channel. So from behind the wheel, the ergonomical design of this car, everything's on point. You know, obviously you got all the controls there, literally fall within your fingers and your sight. I love the way you've got these kind of Porsche analog dials. You've got the massive rev counter right in the middle. You've got a digital display which currently is showing, like, obviously the sat nav, and you know, you can show you all the trip and MPG, that kind of a thing. And then you got the speedo flanked off to the kind of left. Now again, a few kind of touches that Asif is talking about that he's going to do is the rev counter in this, obviously it's all kind of like black. It's going to have like that done yellow. I think he's found like a supplier down south somewhere, and it's just, it talks with them. That's going to make this whole interior look really, like, you know, like more lively than what it already looks like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it really, but you know, it's just also a small kind of, like, say, personal preference sort of changes that he wants to just keep bringing out into the car. Now this car, let's get the headline figures out the way, because this car comes with a 2.7 flat 6 engine, 275 horsepower. Now I've driven cars on the channel, as you are aware, that have got more horsepower than this car has. You know, cars like the Honda Civic Type R's, FK2, FK8, 310, 320 odd horsepower in them. My M140i, obviously 350 odd horsepower in that one, and various others. If you are looking at this car just on those numbers, the 275 horsepower, and kind of discontinuing, even, like, you know, looking at this car, you're kind of missing the point, because this, at the end of the day, is a Porsche. And let me tell you one thing, as a package, this thing comes together very nicely on these country lanes where I usually do all the driving. I'm currently literally just in the normal standard mode, just coming to a junction, always annoying. So obviously this is a naturally aspirated car, and naturally it's gonna feel quite slow to respond because there's no forced induction in terms of turbos or superchargers. But once you're in the power band on this car, it will keep on pulling, as we're about to experience right now. It feels quite heavy, if I'm honest with you, like on the accelerator, but this thing will rev out to about 9,000 RPM. No turbocharged car gets above, say, 7.5 maybe, or something like that. So it's a very different type of experience. And as I said, it's a car where obviously the whole package comes together. It's quite a short car in terms of its wheelbase. One of the things that I've noticed straight away is when you floor it, you get this kind of a massive push coming from behind. The engine is literally right behind us, obviously being rear wheel drive as well, and that sort of sensation takes a bit of getting used to if you've never driven like a mid sort of engine car before, let alone a Porsche. But yeah, it's different, and different in a good way. What I was expecting right then was like a massive push, like being thrown, like, you know, when that turbo kicks in. But obviously there's no turbo, so it literally, that power is so linear. You just like keep on flooring the car, the revs keep on climbing, and the car just keeps on propelling. It's a very different kind of experience. I mean, this is how cars used to be back in the day, obviously, you know, sports cars, and this one just harks back to that generation. Just amazing. I mean, this is the 987. You had this is the 981. The 987 was, like, say, the first Cayman, then came the 981, and more recently now you got the 718s. Now those ones, you know, from a base point, they are the 2 litre 300 horsepower 4 pots, which it really just sounds a bit like a vacuum, if I'm honest with you. It's the same engine in like a Golf R and an S3, but this thing, put it into sports mode. Now the car is quite light, and it's revving. I'll be doing some serious speed, road speed that is. It feels really planted, guys. I mean, I've driven on this road like a number of times with different cars, but I must say that this thing, honestly, it just feels so planted. You know, it's got obviously the perfect 50-50 weight distribution, mid-engine. Obviously the center of gravity is quite low as well, so it literally just keeps on pulling through. It's an amazing piece of engineering, I tell you that. You know, there's a lot of people that say, oh, it's not a 911, and you know, it's a poor man's Porsche. Now the 911, let's not like kind of forget, that is the ultimate Porsche, there's no doubt about that. but those cars come with like say 400-500 horsepower, and at times, I mean, I've driven a few. The owner that owns the S8 Plus, he had like a few of those 911s, like the turbo S's, phenomenal cars, there's no denying that, but you will struggle to get like that full 500 odd horsepower on the road. This 275 is playful, man. I mean, you just feel like just gripping it and just doing that. You're gonna miss the point. If you think this is a poor man's Porsche, nah, that's just on paper. Come and drive one of these cars, you'll understand what a Cayman is. And these little kind of things that Asif's done to it, the yellow seat belts, the yellow 12 o'clock marker on the steering wheel, these few little touches around the car, just make it quite unique to his liking. And I must say, I mean, this in God's red with these little details, spot on, really on point. I mean, these corners I'm taking in this car, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I can't even take these in my M140i at this speed because of the way that car's set up. I mean, that's not a bad setup in that car, let's not forget. It's, you know, it's brilliant, but in a Porsche, it's, you know, this is what it is. It's not a compromise. Whereas an M140i, yes, it's still based on you know, a standard 1 series, whereas with this, it's developed like literally from a Porsche Boxster. And let's not forget, that's not a, you know, kind of like a mishmash of kind of products, that's a standalone. And then this is literally the hard top of that. It's amazing. Brilliant opportunity to get this on as the 100th video on the channel. I'm going to put the car into manual mode now, and it throws that little bark when you downshift and give you some throttle. So linear, that power delivery, guys, so linear. 8,000 RPM. And these corners, the car is just so playful. Honestly, I'm literally just gripping the car and just chucking it through these corners. And you know when like a turbocharged car, it feels like it's running out of puff at the top end. This thing keeps pulling. Once you're over the 4,500 RPM, it keeps pulling. Sold, man. This car is sold. So guys, I've had quite a bit of seat time in this car, and something, I mean, these thoughts are just coming through, like I said, it's an impressions video. And one thing I wanted to say is, this car fills you with a lot of confidence, and it's not like that kind of false sense of security type of confidence where, oh yeah, you know, just take the corner and then all of a sudden it's just gonna give. I've driven quite a few rear wheel drive cars on the channel, and like I've owned quite a few, but nothing has handled as a rear wheel drive package as this has on those country lanes. You know, it's obviously a testament to, like say, Porsche being mid-engine and rear wheel drive as to how they developed the car, but it's just the way the whole kind of package comes together. It feels like a glove, like you literally just like, you're part of the car, you know. It's just weird, and I'm just so excited that a car like this, where many people who on the face of it would probably just say, oh, it's a poor man's Porsche, will just kind of like, you know, disregard it. But unless you've driven one, and this is my first time in one of these, unless you've driven one, only then you'll understand that it's actually a full-on sports car. Amazing. You know what I'm going to do? Here's my BMW keys. I'm going to hand them to the owner because I'm going home in this tonight. It's such a beaut to kind of use. It's like right in the gear at the right time. It doesn't feel like it's like a jerky gearbox even at low speed. Like sometimes, like, you know, when you're just changing gears, like say into fifth there's no jerk, into fourth, into third, there's not much of a jerk, so it just gives you that much more of a kind of a smoother power delivery, like especially in mid corner when you like say taking the corner and then you're changing either up or down the gear. It doesn't throw you off like say some double clutch gearboxes do, namely in the A45 that was on the channel like recently. And this is obviously, you know, the 2.7. You can go for the 3.4 as well, which will give you a bit more power, and you know, if that's to your liking. And then you can go and get the GTS as well, which again is more of a track car. But this car on the straight, it'll probably get left behind by some hyper hatches, but on the corners and like say around these sort of roads, good luck to like say, you know, those hot hatches, because they're not going to keep up with this. And that is how this car actually is set up. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to my channel for more car related content. We are now obviously, you know, in our 100th kind of video and above, so we are going to start getting some proper performance cars on the channel. We started off with the Porsche, who knows what's going to sort of turn up, but yeah, definitely stay tuned. I do want to give a massive shout out to Asif, who's obviously given me the opportunity to bring this car down. There's his thumb. Do check out his Instagram page, again I'll drop that down here. And there is another shout out that I want to give one of my friends who's on this kind of like a new kind of like a YouTube journey and Instagram, IGTV stuff as well. His name is Connor. He's got a lot of M140i content out there. He's got a massive sort of, well, he's got a decent following. He's got a great page. Do check Connor's page out as well, and his Instagram. And obviously, guys, don't forget to check my Instagram out as well, which is all here. And again, don't forget to check out Asif's, you know, on more about this car and his sort of detailing business that he does. So hopefully, guys, there's all the plugins. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.